something we got. I used to feel lost, now I'm finding my lane. Every sunset screams, it's a brand new game. Even pain's got a purpose if you listen to its name. In the city, struggle turns to gold in the flame. I don't know where it ends, but I know where it starts. Hope in my soul's and fire in my heart. Every stranger might be a friend in disguise. In the city full of stars, a new beginning, and I can taste it in the air. Bright lights blazing like the world don't care. Every corner hums a story, every face has a dream. In this concrete jungle, nothing's ever what it seems. New beginning, and I'm alive, I finally see a million possibilities waiting here for me. From the shadows to the sun, I'm finally free. Yeah, it's a new beginning. So I walk through the noise with my head held high. Every doubt I had slowly drifts by. If I fall, I get up, I don't question why. In the city, I'm learning how to touch the sky. The lights don't blind me, they guide my soul. Every piece of the journey is making me whole. From the unknown to the dreams I hold. This new beginning is worth more than gold. New beginning, I can taste it in the air. Bright lights blazing like the world don't care. Every corner hums a story, every face hides a dream. In this concrete jungle, nothing's ever what it seems. New beginning, I'm alive, I finally see a million possibilities waiting here for me. From the shadows to the sun, I'm finally free. Yeah, it's a new beginning, and it's calling me.
Yeah, new city, new sky, new life in motion. Every step feels like hope in slow motion. New beginning, I can taste it in the air. Bright lights blazing like the world don't care. Every corner hums a story, every face hides a dream. In this concrete jungle, nothing's ever what it seems. New beginning, I'm alive, I finally see a million possibilities waiting here for me. From the shadows to the sun, I'm finally free. Yeah, it's a new beginning, and it's calling me. Stepped out the past like I left it in the dust. Old ghosts fade fast as I open up my trust. Different streets, different beats, a rhythm I can lust. Every stranger's got a spark, every glance feels like love. Skyscrapers kiss the clouds like they begging for more. I'm learning every block like an unlocked door. Got a map in my chest, but I don't need it no more. Chasing that feeling I've been searching for years before. Met a crew of new faces, laughing till the night bleeds. Spitting dreams on the curb underneath.
Are you able to hear me, woman? Okay, okay, bet. Let me know if you can hear me when I remove. Fulana, Fulana.
We all different, but we climbing from the same rock. Turning every second into something we got. I used to feel lost, now I'm finding my lane. Every sunset screams, it's a brand new game. Even pain's got a purpose.
I told you I was gonna do it. I'm a little tired too. I ain't gonna lie, but I promised you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this shit today. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do this. We're going to do this today, regardless. How does this stream look? Everything looks good? Make sure everything looks good.
If I fall, I get up, I don't question why. In the city, I'm learning how to touch the sky.
You're surprised? I'm surprised too, I'm not gonna lie. But I always try to keep my word, so here I am. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. Good. I'll just wait for a couple more people to come in. I don't know, like maybe at least six. At least six be worth my time, I guess. So hit them links up. Let people know I'm over here. Probably they don't know, you know, that I'm over here. So maybe y'all guys could hit them up, let them know I'm over here, send them the link.
New beginning, I'm alive, I finally see a million possibilities waiting here for me. From the shadows to the sun, I'm finally free. Yeah, it's a new beginning, and it's calling me. Stepped out the past like I left it in the dust. Old ghosts fade fast as I open up my trust. Different streets, different beats, a rhythm I can lust. Every stranger's got a spark, every glance feels like look. Skyscrapers.
So I do got some information though. I don't know everyone. I don't know the regular cast and crew. You know, Blood Moon. What's his name? It's the Big Tree. Don, whoever the hell, I don't know. Just get some people up in here. It's a new beginning, I can taste it in the air. Bright lights blazing like the world don't care. Every corner hums a story, every face has a dream. In this concrete jungle, nothing's ever what it seems. New beginning, I'm alive. Cool.
A million possibilities waiting here for me. From the shadows to the sun, I'm finally free. Yeah, it's a new beginning.
Let me lower this a little bit.
Late nights, lead mornings, I'm so wide awake. Building something real from the chances I take. Every laugh, every loss, every move I make. Feels like destiny shifting every road I break. Met a few good souls on the edge of the block. Talking life, talking dreams while the city don't stop. We all different, but we climbing from the same rock. Turning every
Yeah, but I have some stuff I want to share. You know, I have some stuff I want to share that I'm gonna share. There's some new updates on this case also. That yeah, there's some new update. There's some new updates on this case that I wasn't aware of. So could be a little interesting. It's starting to not look good for that guy. Yeah, it's starting not to look good because I wasn't aware of a certain thing, which I'll discuss in a moment. You guys can hear me fine, or should I put it a little louder?
The lights don't blind me, they guide my soul. Every piece of the journey is making me whole from the unknown.
I think he may be, but remember what I said. Remember what I told you yesterday. I'm gonna explain in momentarily, so I want to when I really get into it, I want to go straight through it. Sound perfect? Good. Yeah, so there's some new well, not evidence really. You know, the prosecutor is basically stating they found some things which I didn't know that he was even that connected to that young lady. And it's pretty disturbing. It's pretty disturbing, man, to even know that he even knew that girl. Where's everybody at? People are leaving now. What the hell? All right. So I guess it's just us. It's just us right now. So I guess I'll start this shit. So without any further ado, let me just get this stuff off of here. Just get all this stuff off of here. Give me a second. All right, let me get that off the screen. All right, so as you know, this is David. This is Celeste. So there is some information that I was not aware of that had me skeptical of maybe he wasn't connected to this young lady. But it turns out that the prosecutor is claiming that there was text messaging between these two. There was text messaging stating even that with about some concerns that she may have been pregnant or there wasn't using protection, and maybe she was pregnant. Now, in saying that, the autopsy doesn't show, is not conclusive, and it cannot prove that she was pregnant or not. So that's here nor there. So that's he say she say shit. So it's like it was just it was just comments, I guess, they was making to each other on a cell phone that she may or may not have been pregnant. Like concerns pretty much. So yeah, so that's news to me. I didn't know that he was even in her cell phone, that they was having conversation. So they do have that now, supposedly. Supposedly, they have that information now that they were in contact with each other. So the only thing that's bothering me, and I spoke to you about this yesterday, is that they're going after him with first degree murder. They're charging him with first degree murder, and I'm gonna show you here right now what the charges are. Right, so says they charge charges and plea charges. Right, first degree murder with special circumstances, including lying in wait. So basically, they're saying that he was there. He calls her, waits for her to arrive at home, and kills her. And supposedly they're saying that he stood there and wait and watched her bleed out. All right. So this is what the lying in wait circumstances are. Then also it goes on because he's charged with 3 separate charges. So that's one of them. Then it says murder for financial gain. That I'm not understanding too much. I really don't understand that he murdered her for financial gain. Maybe because they're stating he would have lost money if people would have found out that he was with a younger girl and he was abusing this young girl. So yeah, it is pretty sick. It is pretty sick. So he definitely shouldn't have gone to that extreme. That's number one. I'm not saying he's guilty because he's still not charged yet. They still have the preliminaries. They have to, get a hearing set up and everything. So it's still in those stages. So it's not even going to trial yet. They supposedly it was May 1st. I don't know what happened. There's no update on that yet. If he was found guilty or being sent to trial. There was enough evidence to send them to trial. So that I don't know yet. I've been looking and I can't seem to find anything that states that. But I'm going to move on. So it says murder for financial gains. I'm assuming that he took her life or unalived her because people would find out. Maybe she was pregnant and people would find out that he was with this younger girl, and it would have destroyed his career and lost his finances. So financial gain, maybe that's what they mean. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So, and then the third charge is also and murder of a witness, which basically means what it's saying. She could have been a witness to that he was abusing her as a young woman. So that's what the witness part, I'm believing it stands for. Why not pay her off instead of taking her life? It's a great question. Well, people are weird. People are weird. People are weird and they do weird things. And, you don't know what one person is thinking. Maybe she was so in love with, maybe she was in love with him. At the end of the day, maybe she was in love with him, which I'm not saying it's okay, but she was in love with this artist. She loved his music. She loved how he treated her, whatever the case may be. And maybe she wouldn't have went along with that. Maybe she wasn't going to take his money and no, I want to be with you. And that's that. I'm not walking away from you. Who knows? Who knows what that was? But yeah, that's what I got on that so far. So also it states additional charges continuous sexual acts, lewd, and I don't even know what that word is. Lascivious acts with the person on the 14 and unlawful mutation of a human remains, which is fucking insane. It's fucking insane. If this boy or man or whatever you want to call him actually did all this, man, just to not get charged, with a child sex crime, then yeah, something's definitely mentally wrong with that boy. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I have on that. All right. And then it also goes on and it says that he pled, right? His plea is David has pleaded not guilty to all counts with his defense team, of course, asserting that the evidence will show he did not kill Rivas Hernandez. All right. So then it goes on. It says court proceedings. Right? He was held without bail at arraignment. Fox News says, and then it says preliminary evidentiary hearing was set for May 1st, 2026, which passed, right? Correct. And then it says to determine if there is probable cause to proceed to trial. Hey, what's good, Xtina? How you feeling, love? Good to see you. Good to see you here. Yeah, it's been a very long time. For sure. But yes, so yeah, that's the time passed. So I don't know if they already did the preliminaries and they're just waiting for the results to see if they're going to proceed or not, which I don't see how they don't. I think there's enough circumstantial evidence to go ahead and proceed with the case just because of that, just because there's enough of that. So I don't see why a trial wouldn't happen. Now, moving forward, prosecutors allege he brought items like chainsaws, which is crazy. I'll explain why I say that's crazy right now. Chainsaws, a body bag, and a shovel after the girl's death. And that surveillance shows he was the last person to drive the vehicle where her body was found. Now that's insane. Now I know Tesla has cameras on every angle of the vehicle. If you go and you walk by that car and you scratch it, you're on camera. So my thing is, did he remove the camera? Did he remove the chip that has hey, good evening, Jose. Did he remove the chip from the Tesla? Did he tamper with that? That's the stuff that needs to be I guess heard out or whatever, or discovered in court. That's why I think there will be a court case, a trial, I should say, because I think for sure that there's more to the story, man. There's more to the story than is being let out. Now, I have one issue. Now. Now, I was watching, like I did a little homework, and I was watching a video, a news report, and there's a guy who was saying pretty much that what was it? That the prosecutor is saying that he was standing, right in front of her. The first thing I told you, the first charge, that he was standing there lying in wait, that he stabbed her and watched her bleed. Now, that's a strong statement there. You can't just say that and put it on record and then go into court. And then when they ask you that question, you cannot not answer that. That's something that needs to be answered. Why they said that? Like, why would you say that? Do you have proof that happened? Like, there's got it for that prosecutor to say that either he's dumb or he has something to back that statement up. That's deep right there. Now, that's either going to cost them or it's going to help them win. That's two things that could happen there. So that's a strong ass statement that he said, right? So it's saying surveillance cameras, right, is shows he was the last person to drive the vehicle. Surveillance cameras are saying this. Now, I don't know how they obtained these cameras. If the camera was a neighbor's camera, and they saw only him get out and nobody else walk by that car or go in and out that car, or he parked the car on that side of the street where the neighbor had called the police to get it towed, and he was the last person. Now that's strong there. That's some strong circumstantial evidence right there. That's evidence right there. Maybe he's just throwing it out there to see where it lands. No, he can't. Yeah, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. He can't do that, because if he's throwing that out, that's gonna fuck his whole case up, because now they're just saying, oh, it's hearsay. Everything that you say, you don't have any evidence of. You're just saying it to get it in court. You know what I'm saying? To get witnesses in there when you don't have any evidence of that. You can't just say that he was waiting there and he stabbed her and watched her bleed out. You can't just say that. That's something you cannot do as a judge, as a lawyer, as a prosecutor. Therefore, especially if you're going after, like I told you, they was gonna do, first degree murder. That's tough. That's tough. No, yeah, but you can't just sway them that way, because that's not gonna see. The thing is, you say something like that, that's never gonna get into the trial. If you don't have any proof or the evidence to back up that statement, you're not getting that into the trial. The jury is never gonna hear that. I understand what you mean. That is a legal tactic. Yeah, I get that, but you're never gonna get that into trial. Never. And I'm sure in the preliminaries in the hearing, before they see if they're going to have a trial or not, they're going to ask that question. And if he can't back that shit up, they're going to throw that right out, and he's not even going to go to trial. So he better have something. He better have something. You better have something. No, you can do it. You definitely can do it. But it's going to fuck you. It's going to fuck them, is what I'm saying. Is going to fuck them, because he's going to have to answer that question. He can't just say it and not answer it. You got to back that up. You got to stand on that and back it up, because that preliminary hearing, them people that decide if it's going to go to trial or not could say, hey, this is all bullshit. Like, he doesn't have anything, you know what I mean? That, so you can't just say stuff like that. That's all I mean by that. That's fucked up. And I told you they was going to go after first degree murder. And that's what they're doing. And that's the hardest fucking crime to fucking convict, is first degree murder. It's the hardest, man. Especially when it's so much circumstantial evidence and is not enough physical evidence to link you to something. All you got to have is one to say no. One. So let's move forward. So the other charge was basically child pornography. Well, there's not a charge. There's something they said they found in his phone. So child pornography was reportedly found in his cell phone during the investigation. Ouch. That's insane. That's insane right there. That's something else that could hurt this man. You understand? Child pornography was found, reportedly found in his cell phone during the investigation. Yeah, it gets deep. All the stuff that I'm showing you now, I had no idea before yesterday, and before today when I started doing my homework. This gets deep. I'm not saying any of this is true. I'm just saying what they're saying that they found. He's innocent until proven guilty. So let's move on. So it says the next step now, the outcome of the preliminary hearings will determine whether David will be sent to trial, right? That's just what I was saying. They're in preliminary now. Don't know what went on there. It's supposed to be May 1st of 2026. The time passed. Don't know There's no update if it's going to trial or not. All right. All he did was plead guilty. Now it went to the preliminary court date. That date passed, and we got to wait and see what's the determination if it's going to be a trial or not. Like I said, what that guy said could affect them at that preliminary. So let's see. Let's see. Hopefully, he didn't fuck that up. He didn't drop the ball. Said if convicted, the charges could carry the death penalty. Yeah. Yeah. Now, that's tough because to kill someone or to unalive someone, I should say, is totally difficult to win a case like that. It's very hard, especially with somebody that has finance to defend themselves and has status and have, a lot of people, a lot of fans. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. A lot of people's not talking. So, yeah. Then it says in summary, right? David is facing serious murder and sexual abuse charges, but has not yet been found guilty. The case is still in early stages of court proceedings, obviously. Right? So that's what I got right now. Okay, let me read the comments here. So it says, and no information from her family. Nope, it's not saying anything about the family yet. That will come out in court proceedings if there is a trial. Right now, the family is not saying anything. The lawyers are not saying the family knows anything. That's all going to come out in the hearings, in the trial, if there is one. Then we'll see who's going to be on trial, who's going to be on the stand, and things of that nature. We won't know any of that until there is a trial. Yeah, that's how that works. Unfortunately, that's how that works. So now, let's I got a video clip actually that I want to share, and this is something that happened I think it was like a month maybe or 3 weeks after, the body was found and things of that nature. He was in a house with a couple of friends, and let me see, do I have it here? Give me a second to see. Says share screen. Oh yeah, there it is. Here it is. Can you guys you can't see it yet. All right, so let me get this off the screen here, and I'm gonna throw this up on the screen. Let me get this one off and throw this one up on the screen here. Let me make that a little bigger if I possibly can. Can I? That's the biggest it's gonna get. So this is full screen layout. All right, there it goes. All right, so now this is a clip here that's basically stating, well, not stating, but they're talking about a smell that's in his bathroom, which was kind of an awkward thing to be talking about. And then he goes, "Oh, don't worry about the smell. It was I'd used the bathroom or some shit," which is something weird to say, but it's all speculation. But this is just a piece of that. So let's go ahead and play that. And let me put that.
Can you put this in the back too?
That's David there.
Unless you don't mind. Can you put...
His nails turned back.
You, bro. I'm looking at your packaging, bro. Go yourself. I don't even get paid, guys. I'm not even getting paid for this bullshit, bro. This, bro. All y'all dead ass.
Oh. Nah, do we make up? Nah.
Daisy. Oh, yes, I apologize in advance for the way my bad.
You see right here, if you look, it says, David apologizes for the way my bathroom smells. I took a shit. Like, that's just something weird to just say it all of a sudden. Like, nobody asked him that. Nobody said they smelt anything. He just came out and said it before. I'm assuming before somebody goes in the bathroom and takes a whiff of it and smells it, and starts complaining. So he just like kind of said it ahead of time. And then look how they both looked at him. Look how they both just looked at him so weirdly. I just found that interesting.
I don't care. I just took it.
If you oh wait, let me empty out my pills for me. You put this in the bag too?
See that I just find that weird.
You put
Buzz nails green bag.
Just look at the way they looked at him too.
you, bro. I'm looking at your packing, bro. Go yourself. I don't even get paid, guys. I'm not even getting paid for this bullshit, bro. This, bro. All y'all dead ass.
Oh. Now, do we make up? Yeah.
ABC. Oh
They
yes,
didn't
sir. I
exposure?
apologize in
Okay.
advance for the way my bathroom smelled. I took a shit on the
I don't care. I just took it.
Another one?
She says that she doesn't care that she took a shit in the other one. That's just so weird to even say. Like, why would you even say that before anybody even smells it? Like, normal people, if you did something like that, right? You're gonna say, like, you're gonna wait to see. You're not gonna just come out and be like, "Y'all took a shit in my bathroom stink." No, you're gonna wait till somebody smells this shit and they be like, "Damn, your bathroom stink." You be like, "Oh, damn, my bad. You know, I used the bathroom earlier. You know, la 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 la, whatever." But that shit's weird to say.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. I had to go.
Look how he looked.
Look at my wall.
What? So yeah, that was just that clip there. I just thought I wanted to share that because it was kind of weird that he even brung that up. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's some things that don't need to be said. Exactly, which is so fucking weird. I shared you. Oh, I shared you. Oh, that's earlier. Okay. Yeah, so that was crazy. That's just crazy. I just don't understand that situation there. So, you know, that was just something you just don't say. So let me know you guys opinions, and I don't know if anybody want to come up here and say a piece or whatever. I don't know. Because I'm not gonna be up here too long. I just thought I would share pretty much all that stuff. So if anybody wants to jump up here real quick, just say me or yes or one in the comments. If not, I'll just stay right here and we'll see what else we could think of talking about, because there's not much more we can go on besides the fact that he wasn't there when the body was found. He was away. All right, so the body was gone already. The body was decomposing for a while now before you see, you guys got wrenches. You see, I didn't have a different channel. Morena, you guys got wrenches here. I didn't give you those. You've been had them. Yeah, so he wasn't in the location when they found the body. You know, he was on tour, and supposedly everyone had, you know, not copies, but they had the car keys, access to his cars. So that was another reason I was like, maybe, you know, something else went on. So yeah, so it could have been, he threw in the car and left town. It could have been. Not saying it's not. It's not. I'm not saying it's not. So yeah, I mean, it looks bad. It looks bad right now because I had no idea that this guy actually had phone conversations with this young lady. You know, I heard rumors, I heard things like that, but now to know that the prosecutor supposedly have that information and phone records that he's told her to come. Well, I'm assuming that they're gonna have conversations with him saying, "Hey, meet me here at this time," and you know, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? To meet him on that same day that it happened, or supposedly when she went missing. Right? Who knows? They gotta have this stuff, man, because they're going after first degree. They gotta have a seal tight fucking story, bro. They gotta have the real evidence. They gotta have evidence, physical evidence. I mean, they still haven't found a murder weapon. They still haven't confirmed anything like the burner cage. I mean, yeah, he had it, but that's circumstantial evidence because he never used it. It was still sealed up. She supposedly ran away a couple times, and he picked her up and blah 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 blah. But she wasn't like staying with him. There was I guess she was staying in a hotel or whatever, but she supposedly wasn't staying with him. You know, and supposedly they have some of his friends, again, supposedly that they have some of his friends that are going to testify because they're gonna have to ask them what was that smell. You know, I'm gonna assume they're gonna ask them what was that y'all was talking about, the smell. Did you guys smell anything? You know, obviously they didn't smell anything because they were surprised he even mentioned it. So, you know, that's after the fact. Now, did they go back there and smell to see, hey, let me see how bad David's shit smells? You know what I'm saying? Did they do that? I don't know. But I know for a fact that if I smell the scent of a decomposing, unalive person, I'm going to know that smell. It's different than anything you ever smelled before. I've unfortunately had the experience of fucking smelling decomposed, unalive person. So it's a smell that you'll never, ever forget. You understand? So it's not like you smell it and you're going to be like, damn, that smells like shit. No, you're going to be like, what the fuck is that? That's exactly going to be your thoughts. I thought she was staying at his house. No, well, I didn't read anything or see anything about that. So I'm not going to say, yeah, maybe you've seen something or heard, but I haven't, all the homework that I've done, I haven't seen anything like that so far. And I've been digging in this case for quite some time. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't know now that I know, but yeah. Yeah, I never want to know that smell. Never want to know that smell. That's full on. You know what I'm talking about then. That's the worst. It's the worst. You'll never forget it. And if you smell it again, you know exactly what it is. You know exactly what it is. So yeah, it's a crazy story. It's a crazy story. Let me see if I can pull something up. Maybe let me see. Maybe I can pull a video up or something. Let me get out of this. Go back here. We pull something up and see what other people are talking about. Maybe. Let's see. Let me see here. So maybe I can run a quick video of TMZ. Maybe. Hopefully they don't fucking flag me down or something. Let me get through this commercial real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna share this real quick. Let me throw this up here on the stage. Remove this one. Throw this one up here. Let's get it zoomed in. All right, so I'm gonna throw this one in.
Well, singer David's attorneys pressed the DA's office and said that they want a preliminary hearing as soon as possible. They didn't get the hearing yesterday, but what they got were the prosecutors laying out what they say is very damning evidence that proves David is the one who murdered Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
It is so odd. I haven't seen anything like this because next month there is going to be a preliminary hearing. You don't have to request it. It's automatic that there's a prelim. So the prosecution doesn't have to say, we're going to lay out what we're going to show in the preliminary hearing. You just do it. And they laid out their case in a document that they filed called the prosecution's preliminary hearing brief, which I've never seen, but for whatever reason, they wanted to lay out all the evidence they had.
They laid out from the entire timeline from when David and Celeste first met, when she was 11 years old, right through him leaving his car on the street with her remains in that car.
So let's go through it.
All right, so before we even move forward on that, right? Before we even move forward and talk about that part right there, right? They're putting all the evidence up front, right? So they're saying that they have strong evidence. If they're throwing it out there now, which they didn't even have to, right? That's what they're saying. They didn't even have to throw that out there, but they're putting it out there. Hey, this is what we got. Let's go. So this got to be some strong shit. Like they must really, really, now that I think of it, that makes a lot of fucking sense why they didn't arrest him right away. That makes a lot of sense now, because I was wondering, why are they not picking this guy up? Why are they not, making a move on him, and he's sitting out there still doing what he's doing, and they're not even accusing him? You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of understanding. I'll drop it right now. I'm kind of understanding now why they didn't move forward, because if they got that much evidence that they're throwing out there right now, this is why they waited to make sure that they got him before they made a move. And I hope that that's the case, because if he did this shit to that fucking girl, he deserves every fucking thing coming to him. But he's innocent until proven guilty, right? So let's move forward. I'm going to drop the link right now. Let me just continue this.
Top to bottom, they say that the crucial part as it relates to the murder is that they say in November of 2024, they broke up. Celeste and David broke up. They were still in contact with each other, but they were broken up, and it seems like she was mostly back home in Lake Elsinore. Then on April 22nd of 2025, they get into a fight, and the prosecutors say they have this all in text. A huge fight where she is jealous about the fact that David is seeing other women, and she threatens him and says she's basically threatening to go public and reveal the fact that they have been in a sexual relationship,
which
he has been having sex with a minor,
which she says is going to ruin his career.
Right.
And so that is for the prosecution.
So that's a point right there. That's a point right there that they're saying that this is a motive. There's a motive why he did what he did. Regardless of, it's the right reason to do it or not, because there's never a right reason to kill anybody or to unalive somebody, I should say. But that's a motive right there. So if they can stick that, bro, oh man, this guy is going to be cooked.
Prosecution's view, that's the trigger for what comes next.
Because the other part of it is that on the 25th, he had his first album coming out. So fight on the 22nd, 23rd, he sends an Uber to go pick her up in Lake Elsinore. The Uber picks her up at 8:40 p.m., gets to David's house at about 10:10 p.m. She gets dropped off. This is the moment where prosecutors say, as they described it, he is lying in wait in his home, because they believe that when she walked in the door, very shortly after that, he stabs her, cuts her, stabs her, and watches her, as they describe it, watches her bleed out. Makes no effort to save her, does not call any emergency services, and watches her die.
Can I just say, I want to stop you on that, because he says that they say he watched her bleed out. That's a very specific thing, but there was nobody in that home, and that's an interesting thing.
It's the one sort of black hole in their story here, because
whoa.
To this point, they've not said there's any
there was nobody. He watched her bleed out. That's a very specific thing, but there was nobody in that home, and that's an interesting thing.
It's the one sort of black hole in their story here, because
see, that's the one thing I was telling you about. You see what I'm talking about here? This is exactly my point I was saying. Like, why would that lawyer
sort of black hole in their story here? Because
why?
That's
the one thing I was telling. Wait. Let me mute this shit here. Oh, mute your YouTube. Yeah, but that was one thing that I was wondering about, and I was talking about a little earlier. Like, why would that lawyer come out and say that he was lying in wait, waiting for her there, and then stabbed her and unalived her? Like, why would he say that if nobody was even home? Supposedly, you understand? And then they said it happened inside of the garage where there's no blood, no nothing. And supposedly he used a chainsaw a chainsaw. Remember, I spoke to you about the chainsaw. I was gonna mention that chainsaw is such a messy weapon to use. That thing would have been all over the place, all over the place. There would have been evidence everywhere. Forget it. There's no cleaning. There's no cleaning. You got to find something somewhere. It says, I can't hear you. I'm going to go out and come back in. Yeah, there's something wrong with your mic. Yeah. Do you hear me? Morena. Oh, uh-oh. What happened? Oh, she's gonna go in and out. Oh, that's her. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I got there from that. Like, it's so fucking weird. Why would they say that? Why? That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
To this point, they've not said there's any witness to that.
Right.
But at 10:30, interestingly, David starts texting, and they believe Celeste is already dead at 10:30.
Well, they also know the Uber showed up at 10:10.
Right.
So
and he stabs her, they say, and that she dies. At 10:30, he is texting Celeste's phone saying, hey, where are you? When are you getting here? As if to, and they believe this is the start of
it's a
his
cover up. Yeah.
Right. 1 hour later, he gets in his car and drives north to Santa Barbara County, to a remote area in Santa Barbara County. He is there most of the night. They suspect he's there disposing of some evidence, some of Celeste's belongings. He comes home early in the morning on the 24th, plops down and does an interview with a podcast to promote his album that's coming out the next day. And then things get weird because he starts ordering some things.
Well, this is where it looks really incriminating.
That's right. This is when he starts purchasing items to, according to prosecutors, dismember the body and start to dispose of it. He purchases a shovel from Home Depot.
So he's purchasing this stuff pretty much like right away. You know what I mean? Like literally a day or two after, he starts purchasing all this stuff to, cover up stuff. So it just gets weird. It gets
that
weird.
He has delivered via Postmates. He, a few days after that, purchases 2 chainsaws on Amazon. He does so under an alias, another name, Victoria Mendez. They then say a couple days after that, he purchases a body bag, a laundry bag, and an inflatable blue pool. Now, this is what's fascinating about the blue pool is when the body was discovered and it was dismembered, there's a note in the autopsy report that there were blue plastic fragments embedded in some of the body parts. And the forensics team by the prosecutors has
and that plays a key role too. Now, if supposedly he used this chainsaw, right? What the blue plastic they're speaking of comes around the chainsaw. It comes around the actual saw sharp part. That's to protect you from getting cut, right? Is this blue plastic? I've seen that before. I know exactly what they're talking about. So they're saying that they found this inside of her remains. You know what I mean? So that's another fucking blue flag right there, or red flag, I should say. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty incriminating there again.
Now they say they've matched those blue fragments to the pool that was put down to protect the floor where he was dismembering the body.
So a lot of incriminating evidence.
Hold on. Whoa. I seen that around chainsaws before, the blue plastic. But now what he just said that they found a blue pool, like a inflatable swimming pool. So supposedly he had time to inflate a swimming pool, put her in it, chop her up in it with a chainsaw. Yeah, this is getting weird. I'm not even gonna pause this no more. We're gonna go through this.
Disposing of the body. So
never did.
What's going to be interesting here is, the defense is saying whatever he did, he didn't murder her.
Right.
And so that is what is going to be interesting. Are they going to say, yes, he dismembered the body? It's going to be real hard to say no. It's going to be real hard to say no, because why do you have a chainsaw? Why do you have your body bags? Why do you have a shovel? So that's going to be hard, but we don't know how they're going to show reasonable doubt on killing her.
Right. We don't know. But again, all of this that they've laid out seems like they have a mountain of evidence against David. So how in the world will his defense team mount a defense when this ends up in court. Joining us now to discuss this, someone who's been on both sides of the court as a former federal prosecutor and now a criminal defense attorney, Katie Cherkasky. Welcome back to TMZ Live. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
So, you know, circumstantial evidence can be enough. Is it enough here?
Well, from what has been released, it sounds like these investigators did a very solid job of connecting all of the dots to.
I've heard this story before,
and it does not look good for him. Needless to say, that started with the fact that the body was found in a car registered to him. So that certainly didn't help matters from the defense perspective. But at the end of the day, the prosecutors still have to prove that he was the one that committed these acts beyond a reasonable doubt. And like you said, it's circumstantial. There's not an eyewitness that says, as far as we know, that they saw this. However, the prosecutors have released very specific details that seems to indicate that they have put together a very detailed story, including very specific dates and incidents and Amazon orders that have brought it to this point where it looks like he might be backed up against the wall. But of course, there's always going to be a defense raised in any case.
Right. I mean, it seems what they have, Katie, is when you read the entire timeline, the entire story as they've laid it out, they have very specific details up to the moment that Celeste arrives at his home on the evening of April 23rd. And then at 11:30 on April 23rd, they know that he leaves in his car. But in between there, really the only evidence that we know of that they have is what the ME has said, what the medical examiner said, report saying that she was stabbed and that there were 2 wounds in her abdomen that were different from what you would wounds that would be used in dismembering the body.
Yeah.
Is that enough? Because they don't have the murder weapon and they haven't really placed that weapon in David's hand, at least from what they've laid out here.
Correct.
Well, there's a couple of different ways that you can defend a criminal case, or really any case. And one is on the facts, whether they actually can prove up these charges. Is there some sort of alibi? Is there somebody else that was accessing the Amazon account? Right now, all we know is what the prosecution side of the story is. The defense is going to eventually have to put on a case. And so perhaps they have factual rebuttals to some of the evidence. And then on the other side of things, even if there's really bad facts, really bad evidence, it looks like somebody is essentially guilty, there's still very significant procedural issues that can come up. And the defense can try to exploit some of those. So whether the investigation was done properly, whether his constitutional rights were respected throughout, whether there's any issues with the searches or the evidence that they obtained as a result of that. Those are all very ripe issues that the prosecution has to be very careful in any case to not step into, because then a case can be kicked or something can happen to reduce it, even though factually it's incredibly damning.
But we will see when David's side starts their defense. Katie, thank you so much for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go ahead and assume right now that the trial is going to move forward. It's going to move forward because right now they're saying when the defense, gets on the stand or whatever, or starts to defend. So I'm assuming that they approved it already and it's going forward. That's where I'm at with that. So, Anna, are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know. I'm having issues with my laptop, but I think when my son's online and I'm online with the laptop,
you're fine.
I have a delay. Yeah, so I'm on my cell phone.
Yeah, so this is pretty damning evidence that I'm hearing with this guy. Like, I actually kind of doubted it a little bit. But now it's like, Jesus Christ. He paid for her fucking Uber. He calls her and tell her where you at.
But did he do that by himself? Because that seems like a lot of work to do by yourself.
I'm sure there was somebody else. I'm sure. It has to be. He has too many people around him not for that not to be the case.
Right.
So,
but who would be to do that? Like, yeah, I gotta do this job, blah blah blah. I'll pay you. Like, who?
That's another thing. Like it has to be somebody that's just as sick as you, man.
Exactly.
It has to be. It can't just be anybody. You say, hey, could you help me with this? You know what I'm saying? They were like, what the fuck out of here? You crazy? So
I don't buy it that her being pregnant, because that's her money bag if she was pregnant.
Yeah, I don't think she was. I just think there was talking more. If it's gonna come out later, the discussion or the text messaging, if it's go to trial or whatever, it's gonna come out. The text messaging is probably gonna say something like, "Oh, maybe they were speaking about, oh well, we need to be careful because we didn't use protection. You could get pregnant, la la la, something like that." And that line of talk. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not saying, "Oh, I am pregnant." Probably he was just saying, "I don't want you to get pregnant," type shit. Who knows?
Right. But I mean, since she was so young, right?
Mhm.
I don't think she was so savvy to be, to set up a scenario like, I'm pregnant,
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
do this is gonna happen. Like,
Mhm.
young girls are very impressionable, and usually the older guy's the one that controls their mind, right?
But then again, these young girls are not that stupid anymore. They're very, very manipulative.
Oh,
They're not the same young girls that we know back in the day. These young girls are different. They
I think
grow up really fast.
I think they're quicker to sleep with you and jump all in, but I don't think that they're savvy enough to know how to manipulate like that,
Mhm.
especially with
Well,
the age difference. I don't know. I think he had the upper hand in that. That's why I'm wondering
and
why.
and I'm inclined to agree with you, because this is how I look at it. Because usually when a girl is that savvy and spiteful and manipulative,
Mhm.
they're usually have a bunch of friends that are feeding them shit, putting shit in the air.
Exactly.
And if that was the case, then these girls that were feeding her this shit would have already came out and said this nigga was with her, la 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 la.
Exactly.
And you know what I mean? So I,
Mhm.
I think of it that way too. So
Mhm.
so maybe she was this little innocent girl who was starstruck, and he was,
I think so, because
in her ear.
he was 11, so he kind of groomed her. That's a grooming situation. So when a guy's that much older than you and he has a little bit more experience, even though they say girls mature faster than boys, he still had some age on her and a little bit of experience.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think he could have been manipulating
yeah.
her.
Because supposedly he knew her since she was 11. So
Right.
he was grooming her. If this is the case, he was grooming her since 11 years old. And yeah, her mind is not fully developed yet. So that could be a big fucking stab in a gut, if you will, to him.
hmm
It
hmm
really can be.
So I don't know. We got to see how this all unravels, because I wasn't interested in this before, but it's now I'm getting interested in it because of the manner that she passed away, and the fact that they can't really prove anything. So,
Mhm.
but the prosecutor they said he had a lot of.
Yeah, he laid it out there. He laid
Yeah.
out a whole list of evidence. So we'll see. We'll see.
But Fulana said they were definitely breaking up, and she had threatened him. But like, threatened him with what? To go public
Maybe
to
to
her
maybe yeah,
parents?
maybe to say something. Maybe
Out?
to say, "Oh yeah, he was with me," and whatever, like something. She didn't want to leave him.
Right. That's why
So
I'm wondering what her family said, because her parents would be the ones to be like, he got money. We can use this situation to do, a lot
who
of stuff.
knows?
Because that's why I'm like, getting rid of her so that she doesn't have the baby. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, Jose, there's somebody that definitely also helped him. There's no way he just did this alone. Like, I mean, it's plausible he could have, but there's
I don't.
just too many people around him for somebody not to have helped him.
No, it's in the manner that that they tried to dispose of the body and all that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
somebody,
like
you have to know what you're doing, or have some help doing it.
I
So I
agree.
don't know if he's ever dismembered anyone. So I'm thinking he had help with that. And then he's so stupid. He was ordering stuff online. Like, you could trace that.
Yep.
Like, that was dumb too. So I don't know. He definitely had the upper hand. Yeah, he had the power, exactly, and he had the money. I'm wondering if her parents was like, "Yeah, we can use this as a meal ticket. Like, he's a meal ticket."
Hmm.
He realized that they're using him as. That's why I'm curious as to what the family has to say.
Yeah, they're definitely not gonna say a word until they're in front of a jury and saying what they have to say because they only want to say it one time.
But usually you hear the family before.
Yeah, that's when
press and all that.
That's when you have a case that nobody knows shit. You know what I'm saying? You got a bullshit ass lawyer and the lawyer ain't fucking instructing them. This prosecution wanted him for the longest, so they told her, just be quiet, don't say nothing. Right. Let us put this shit together, and when we put it together, the only time you have to repeat anything besides what you're repeating to me is when you're sitting in front of that jury.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's no misunderstandings or no rumors. Oh, he said this, she said this. It'll be just one side of the story, and it'll be told in front of them.
That's gonna be.
And I think that's why they fucking waited so long. And I was wondering, like, why they are not bringing this man in. Why are they not bringing him in? Why?
Because he probably has a good attorney, so they don't, they can stall things for a long time if he has a good attorney, right? They what happened with Puffy too. He didn't just go straight to court and go to jail. It took a year before they actually built the case and then picked them up.
Yeah, but they told him, oh, you're supposed to turn yourself in, but they didn't let him turn himself in. They went and they picked his ass up at the hotel. Remember, they didn't let him turn himself in, which was fucked up.
Wow, they did that because I remember when they raided his house and all that. They raided it, and then like a year later is when they actually locked him up.
Mm-hmm.
So that they were built. I guess maybe like with this guy, they're building a case against him, and I guess the prosecutor felt comfortable enough now. I got all the evidence to take this to trial.
Yeah, Fulano, that's 100%. That's the motive right there, is ruin his career. That's the motive right there. Period.
Yeah.
That's exactly the motive. So
they would take money.
I would normally say that the prosecutor cooked it by going after first degree murder, but this is probably one that if what they're saying they have, if they really have what they say they have, they're gonna fucking fry this guy.
Then he got some mental issues because, like I'm saying, like why go to the extreme of getting rid of her? That's because things like that happen.
Yeah,
I date girls that are underage. Things happen and they get pregnant, and they deal with it. Whether there's gonna be a charge or whatever, like nobody says, "Okay, I'm gonna take her out," and then I'm gonna, because what do you rather go to jail for? The fact that you were dealing with her when she was a minor, or you want to go to jail for murder?
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it just doesn't make sense. But, he's young, right? So, I don't know.
I mean, listen to his music. His music would explain a lot of his problems. He is dark. He has dark secrets.
Yeah, I listened to one song, and I actually liked the song, but it wasn't a song talking about anything really.
No, the music is great. Don't get me wrong. His music is great. It's good music, but it's fucking dark music. It's really deep, like problematic.
But there was a video out on they gave a timeline on him, like a history on him, like how he grew up and in school, and he was awkward, and he said he was a people watcher. He was there to watch people and create scenarios in his head.
That's how he makes his story up. Yeah, his stories is music. Yep.
And then
I heard all that.
Then how his parents took him out of school, and then they homeschooled him, and he was a little upset because they kind of like they kept like he was isolated. In other words, he was like an introvert.
Yep, absolutely.
So I don't know, and that's what I'm saying. Him being an introvert, but I don't know. He has those thoughts, and he put it to music. I don't see killer. I can't find justification for him to go to that extreme. To me.
I think it could have been like something. This is just me speculating, obviously, but I just feel like maybe she came to the house. They was arguing. He paid for the Uber. She got there, and she said something real, nasty to him, and he reacted. And boom,
he could have got into a fight,
and boom, like just
head and died. And
maybe he hit her, and then she's like, "I'm fucking calling the cops," and no, you're not. You're not calling no cops.
On something and because that happens.
Yeah, you could be pushed up, broke her neck.
Girl, and pushing her away, and she hits her head on.
Yeah. Anything could have happened. Anything.
Because I don't know. I don't see the justification for going that far. I don't know. We definitely.
But the defense says they have a strong enough case to say that he did not kill her. So We're gonna see the circus. We're gonna see how this all unfolds, and
Exactly.
everything we say from now to then is like all speculation. So we know what we know, and that's pretty much it. There, like it's all up to just trial now. If it's going to trial, which I still haven't seen if they are or not, which is weird.
That they found child pornography like on his phone, so I'm like, I think he got hooked up with this one girl. I don't know. That's just me. I don't think that he was just really seeking out young girls. That was his thing, because he did it as a teenager. Like if he was an adult already.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he was what, 19 when he met her? Like,
no, he was when he met her. I think she was 11 or something, right?
Yeah, she was 11 and he was something like that.
That's like how it started. So he was not that's right or anything, but he's still a kid himself. Like,
yeah, technically, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I don't know if he was that they were saying that's what he does. People go on like how you go online. People go online and they build relationships. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he was talking to her. That's somebody he was talking to for years, and then they finally met up, and then it became physical, and it became like a relationship. They took it out of the internet or the game or whatever it was that they were doing. I think it was Fortnite.
Yeah.
Thing.
Fortnite, yep.
So, I don't think that he was on there just looking for young girls. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Either way you look at it, his career, Fulana, is over. Whether he's found not guilty or guilty, his career is over.
Dang, is this gonna be like R. Kelly scenario? Because people try to guilt you and not listening to R. Kelly's music, but
he's just. Yeah, it's just. I mean, you're still gonna listen to R. Kelly music regardless, because I still do, and I listen to Puffy music, and that's never gonna go away. The only thing that's gonna happen is you're never gonna be able to really have a career again.
Yeah,
people are definitely, regardless if you're guilty or not, gonna look at you differently. That's never gonna go away.
That's true.
And that's the bad part about even being found not guilty. Look at Casey Anthony. Yeah, she may be free, but her life is never the same. People don't look at her the same.
Well, it's worse for her because she's a woman.
I mean, it works more for her because, again, she is a woman and she's not an ugly woman. You know what I'm saying? So people are going to overlook it a little bit more, I think. But you're going to have a lot of people who are still going to hate you. You know what I mean? You're always going to have the hate.
Woman, and she's a mother, and that's like a heinous crime.
Mm-hmm.
Not to compare one to the other, but it's just like that came out of you and you still did what you did.
Yeah.
So
it's a sad story, man. Young girl's life just gone for some dumb shit, man. Dumb shit. Like,
that's why I'm like, if she got pregnant, like that's like easy. Either pay to get rid of it, pay her off and get rid of it, or let her have it and you just pay her for the next 18 years. Like,
yeah, but I don't think she was having that. I just don't see it. I don't think she was having it. She's like, no, I don't want your money. I want to be with you. And he's like, no, you can't. It can't be. This can't happen. Or maybe somebody else is gonna, open the can of worms. Maybe his enemies would have snitched on him or something.
I think it's her family.
So he was trying to back out of that. He was trying to get her out of his way.
So maybe somebody was telling him that, right? I think somebody was telling, because he got involved with her. He knew it was wrong when he was talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Because sometimes guys they can't see it when they're in it like that. Like they don't see that they're doing something wrong. They always try to justify why they're doing what they're doing. So I don't know.
Yeah, the mind is pretty crazy, man. Pretty much, but he mentally thought he wouldn't get caught. Of course.
But how could he think that if he put her in his car? How stupid is that?
We all think that way. We all think, oh, I won't get caught if I do this, if I do that, if I do this.
Bag and chopping her up, and I'm just gonna keep her in the trunk. I'm gonna go. I don't want to put myself in there, but I'll go to a river. Like I'll go somewhere to dump the body. I'm not gonna keep it somewhere. Like
well, you know why Fulana that it took so long, because she was a runaway before. She ran away from the house, and when she ran away again and she was missing, they didn't think too much of it. They didn't think at first like, oh, she'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Like she did before. She'll be back. You know what I'm saying? And it took a while. And then when they realized, damn, a month passed, like, damn, she really didn't even come back at all. She didn't call, nothing. Because the first time she ran away, you see her in the video I wish I would have had it here. I could have showed you, but you see her in a video going to her family reunion or whatever it was. There was a bunch of her family there was having a party, and she showed up there. And yeah, you see her there after she ran away. So it happened before, and they thought that's what it was. She'll be back. But when she was missing for way too long, they're like, wait a minute. And that's when they started like, wait, David picked her up before. Maybe he's with her or she's with him. Let me call him. And that's where it all went downhill.
Ran away before Moon. She's a minor and for that. Like, you know, they could blame that on you. Like that's your child. They're underage. They're not home. You're gonna wait a week so that all that happened.
You kind of got a point there. If you would have disposed of her body before buying all that things, you got away. Possibly, very possible, because he just like opened a can of worms there. He thought, oh, I'll put it under a false name and I'll get away with it, But when they start thinking about it, wait a minute, all this stuff is being delivered to this place where this guy rents at. He's not even the leaseholder, but where he rents at. It put two and two together. They're going to try to figure out that they probably have evidence that that's his account that ordered it.
I think that's why they're tying everything in. And I'm like, like how, and even, you don't even have to be that savvy to know, like, one, they can trace my shit. Two, after I did the deed, I'm going to keep this freaking person in my car. And like you just said, Tesla got cameras everywhere.
Everywhere.
Two, to see how they put her body in that car, so they'll see.
Says he didn't have time to dispose of the body. I don't think he meant to keep it there. Of course he didn't. It was supposed to happen quickly, but he had to go on tour, and he left it there thinking, oh, I'll come back and I'll do it. You know what I mean? And that's not what happened. And the neighbors, the neighbors started being antsy. Like, why is this car still sitting here? Why is it sitting here on the side of the road? They called to get it towed. The tow people noticed the smell, called the cops, and everything went out the window from that point on. That's why nothing was open. The burn cage, nothing was open. Like, he didn't have the time to do it.
Put yourself at that age, Moon Chaser. Take away the money. Just like, really, if you really, God forbid you did something like that, you're really gonna be that careless? Like, you're not gonna think of it. Like, they could find it. You don't have to be so savvy to figure out that, I can get caught if I leave anywhere with anything that connects me to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. He wasn't thinking. He was just bugging. He was bugging. Like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? He was bugging. He started thinking he can get away with it.
Why am I gonna do all that? That's like robbing a bank and then keeping the money. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So I don't know.
It's a weird situation, but it's what happens. People get careless. People do stupid things. Fuck their lives up.
Crazy.
That's one thing I've learned in the long run. Is like, never, if you are in a situation like that, just let it go, bro. Let it go. Be honest about it, because the more you lie, the more that lie is gonna come back and haunt you.
Yeah.
So you might as well just fucking say the truth, man, and pay the consequences the way whatever happens.
Well, Lana said that's how they caught him. He paid for it. He had
Yeah, but he paid for it with a false account. It wasn't under his name or anything. It was a made up account. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't under his name. So that's so they just tracing it back because it came delivered to his place. You know what I mean? So put two and two together type shit.
Oh, so it wasn't under his name, but it went to his house? Then somebody could be setting him up.
That could be a story too for the defense, but it's just a lot of coincidences. Like how many coincidences could they possibly be? Like, some of them got to be true, right?
Yeah.
Some of them got to be true, and if some of them is true, then you're guilty of all of them.
These detectives of these police really got to work for their money and prove.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly why they took so long to bring him in, because they was gathering everything first, so he can stay out there and make mistakes.
That too, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you bring him in, now he doesn't do anything more to give you any more clues.
And he didn't. about it or anything either when all that went down. I just find Pete. This is I'm telling you. I call this the bystander effect. The people always got their phones out. They're always talking. You know, I'd be surprised at half the stuff I see like on the internet. Like, wow, this person's really saying that. Wow, this person actually picked up a firearm and actually shot it at somebody, knowing that anybody could be recording them. Like they, you know, they just do stuff like, especially his age group, his generation, they do that.
Yeah,
So I'm
for
just
sure.
that nobody's saying nothing. Like you don't hear a friend talking about it. You don't hear a family member talking about it. Even if the attorney said don't say nothing, people are usually
Exactly.
and that the TMZ always pays people off to, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
To talk about stuff. They always get the news first. You know, isn't that odd that they get the news first when things happen like that?
I mean, because people like to get paid. You
That's
know what I mean?
I'm
That's why they get shit
Oh,
first. People gather the information and bring it to them and get paid for the information.
That's what I'm saying, and nothing has come out. I haven't heard anything outside of what you read, and it's just with him and her. Like there's nothing. There's not a friend speaking up saying something, or you know,
yeah.
Member who knows somebody. There's always somebody talking, and nobody. And
well, we shall see. Like, remember, the court date is coming. They say they have a lot of evidence. Maybe they got witnesses that we're not even thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Or the people that's right in front of our faces, and they're gonna be the ones that stayed up there. Well, he was with this chick and he did do this, and
let's see. I'm just saying bigger celebrities like Puffy, there was people talking already. That's what I'm trying to say. Like
yeah, for sure.
So I'm surprised in this case everybody's just so quiet. Like other than what they're putting out on social media, we don't know nothing else. So I just find that really odd. So
well, either this prosecutor is fucking a genius.
Exactly.
Either he's a fucking genius and he like kept people quiet and said, listen, if you really want this to work and you want him to really pay for what he did to her, then you have to be quiet. Don't leak anything, because if you leak anything, then it starts blowing up everywhere and it becomes rumors and lies. You know what I mean? So keep it hush.
Public and the jury, because even no matter what jury you get on there, if it's a high profile case, even when they say, oh no, I know nothing about it, you still know something. And when they put information out there, that can sway your opinions on things, you know. So I just find it odd.
Absolutely odd. This whole case is odd from the beginning. Like it just totally blew my mind, like how they didn't bring him in and all that other nonsense. So it's like,
but even his music, they put it out, they promoted that kind of music. The good artist, but they promoted something dark, and you know, I want to put something out there, you know, knowing that, you know, kids are susceptible. They're influenced by that. But, you know, they got drill music and stuff out there like that now, too. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Listen, I want to share this link actually to a friend's YouTube page. I want you guys to just subscribe to the channel, help my friend out and stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's only 5 of you guys in here. Well, 5 of you just subscribe to the channel, please. I'll be so appreciative.
Oh, where did this take me?
Yeah. Gonna be making some good content there soon, so just be on the lookout for that. So
another gamer.
Yeah, but it's a very good RPer. I guarantee you, it's very funny. She has a lot of talent. I'm telling you. What's that?
How do you say her name?
I am Autumn Rose.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay, that's
But I'm surprised I didn't have more people in here today. Like,
you haven't been on it forever, Moon.
I know that's true too. I'll try to do more so I can have more people show up. You know what I mean?
Submit at least once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna do my streams too long anywhere. I want to do it under 2 hours. So you know what I'm saying? So that you get too boring or intense and we start drifting off into personal fucking conversations. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's why I have a billion videos, and that's what I focus on. That's why when Don was in there, I was focused on the topic. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to get personal. I don't care about
it always ends up that way. But Yeah, happy Mother's Day to everybody in the chat. If
Thank
your moms, or even if you're titis and aunties, and you take care of your little ones,
you.
happy Mother Day to you too, because you're kind of a mother.
Yeah.
You know. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Don't say no. Yes, you are. You're a mommy too.
Directly, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man. We'll see where this story goes, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so do this one like how you did Kanika Jenkins. Like
Yeah, I'm gonna dig in every so now and then. Every time there's an update, I'll bring that to everyone's attention, and we'll do it that way for sure. Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Get
So
along.
we're gonna get to the bottom of this one way or another.
Yeah, we're gonna dissect it and figure this out.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
now, I got more questions. Like I don't. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, comparing it to the way other news comes out, and
Mhm.
go down.
And that's the weird part, because even all the videos that I dug into way before this, like before they even brung them in, I was watching so many videos over and over, like of like their personal shit, like not just the news. It was more YouTube stuff that they had out, like videos on Facebook and Instagram and things like that. So I
Right.
already knew a lot of the story. So it was like there was just so much that it seemed like, why would he do that? And there is another girl named Celeste.
That's
So
yeah, that's what I heard.
you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna, the next time I do a stream, I'll have that prepared, and I'll show you that there is another girl named Celeste. She looks very similar to her from the side. Not if you see her front profile, you'll notice the difference, but from the side and the back, and if she was to cover her face,
too, and
she looks just like the other girl, bro.
so make
She,
this a series, Moon.
yeah. So we're gonna dive into that a little bit more for sure.
Gotcha.
But it's been great. Do this stream again. Just getting back into it. I hope you guys enjoyed the way I laid it out.
I did, and I didn't know that was you on TikTok. That's why I ignored you.
Oh shit, really?
I kept following me and sending me messages. I was like, I don't know who that is.
Should I little stalker?
You keep
That was
dude.
it.
I was like, oh wait a minute. And then I looked and it said go live, and I was like, that was in April. Oh shit, okay. That was you.
Yeah, like I have so many different accounts, because I try when I do videos and shit, I push them on all my social media, so I always like put links everywhere. So that's why I do shit like that. But yeah, I'm toning it down now. I'm like deleting a lot of those accounts so I can just have a main source. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you contact me in a main source.
He won,
Yeah. He's guilty, and trials are a waste of funds. It absolutely is a waste of funds, but you have to have them.
Guilty? I don't see it. I don't know.
You have to have trials just because it's fair. You can't just say, you can't just put somebody and hang them like you did back in the days. You know what I'm saying? And then 2 days later, you found out it wasn't even him. It was the other guy over there.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? So you have to have it. You have to have that. It's a fair system. Even though it's a fucked up system.
Person has to go down too.
Yeah.
What if he paid somebody to do it, and he even though he's as guilty because he paid, but he didn't actually touch the body? The person that touched it should be
that could be another thing. It could be, listen, he was involved. All right. This could be the defense. Who knows? I can prove, because he's saying I can prove that he didn't kill her. He didn't say that he wasn't involved. He just said I can prove that he didn't kill Celeste or unalive Celeste.
Right.
So it could be that theory, like Casey Anthony. She said, "Oh, she did die," or I can't say that word. She did unalive. She was unalive, but she drowned in the pool. You know what I'm saying? And my father knew, and he helped me, and he was the one that got rid of her. That was her story after she pleaded not guilty, and there was this whole story. The father molested her, and this and that. She threw her father under the bus to get out that one. And one person believed her.
Crazy.
One person believed her. Well, it was actually three, but they believed her, and she walked out of that shit.
Father, but what about the daughter? I mean, you still was a co-conspirator in that, and that's your child. Like, I can't get around that. Even if
Yeah, but the
else
thing
do
was
it,
like
still
now she can say, but this is the thing. Now she can say, hey, all right, she did pass away under my watch, but I didn't intend to do it like you're trying to convict me of first degree murder. You understand? So you can't say that I intentionally harmed my daughter. It just happened. So you got to let me go now because you're charging me with first degree. You're not charging me with second or anything or fucking any other charge. I can't even think
I
of the
believe
fucking charge. You know what I
right.
mean? So this is why people get away with first degree murder.
Because it's hard to prove that. You got to prove the evidence without a shot. Well, you said
Yeah.
circumstantial. You have to have physical evidence to prove that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now he is guilty, I believe now 100%. I not 100%, but I believe now that he is guilty of being involved with a minor. Yes. Now
They might get
maybe
that.
maybe they won't get him for the murder, but they'll get him for those other charges, which won't hold a life sentence or death. You understand?
No, ruin his career, and he can definitely do some time.
He definitely will do some time. So they have those other charges just in case.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So he might possibly get away with that, but yeah. Who are we talking about? We talking about this case right here, my friend Lord. Celeste and Mr. David. Mr. David, what is his last name? Burke.
Here.
Yeah. Mr.
I'm
David
sure
Burke.
Lord about it. He probably listens to that music.
Yeah. I mean, he has dark music. It's good, but it's dark and yeah.
No, I don't like music like that. It has to be like upbeat or some love songs or something. I don't want to hear about nothing like I thought about, strangling you and pushing,
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, it's just sad. It's sad all around. And if he is guilty of that, I hope he pays the ultimate price. And
her parents too.
You know,
she was how old was she when she passed away?
She was 14.
Yeah, so her parents have to be prosecuted as well.
Well, I mean, she was a runaway. What can you do about it? There's not much you can do. Like you have to go to work, and she walks out the house and disappears. Like
responsibility is your kid. If you adopt
I get it.
Foster kid and they ran away and all that, it still falls on you. Mm-hmm. I gotta look that up, but I'm almost positive it falls on. Unless you relinquish your rights as a parent.
Yeah.
Go to the state.
Yeah.
I believe it falls on the parents as well. That's your responsibility. You're supposed to know where they're at all times. Till they turn 18.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I don't know. But yeah, I can't wait to find out what happened. So when you going back live again?
Let's say when there's something interesting in this case that let's just say something interesting in this case happens and we can discuss that, or maybe not even. Maybe I'll dig into some more stories and I'll put something together, and next week we can do like an hour or so. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And speak about that and go over some more theories.
Okay, because I covered the black girl that got that passed that got deleted in Tanzania, and I was telling my son the other day, I was like, they're not even talking about her no more. They brought the body back and nobody's heard nothing. So it's like news comes out, then it dies down, and But I think this guy's gonna be the news. Yeah, I guess we gotta wait and see till the trial starts. But there's always something happening every week.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I'm sure TMZ would dig something up soon, and we can definitely chat about that. But yeah, I'll definitely do like an hour or so, like just to keep it, kind of calm and not too stretched out, because there's not a lot you can actually talk about a case after you know everything. You know what I mean? So we'll definitely do it like that. But yeah, I think we'll end that on that note. And I appreciate you for coming up here and all you guys are showing up. Even you, Mr. Lord Hokage, or what the fuck? I always fucking say that shit. Hokage, whatever the fuck. It's been a while. I miss you guys, man, for real. And hopefully we get the gang back together. Would do some cool ass streams and shit like that.
Yeah, more consistent, man.
Yeah, I'll try to be. I'll try to be. I try to
Yeah,
be.
I try to dedicate myself to Saturday, so at least try every 2 weeks, Moon. So we have something to look forward to.
Yeah, or at least once a week. Once a week. Like
Yeah.
I'll do it on either a Sunday or maybe like a Sunday, so I can actually cut myself off. You know what I mean?
Right, and just do
Because if I do it on a Saturday and I'll stay in here and talk shit all day, all night long.
Mhm. Have you tried vertical on YouTube yet? Is that any better
What's that?
on YouTube to actually stream from YouTube instead of StreamYard?
I can, yeah. I can do pretty much straight to YouTube, or I can do it OBS.
No, I'm saying, have you tried it yet? I tried OBS, but when you do OBS, I don't know.
I can't do YouTube, but then there's not a lot you can do. There's not like you can like I don't know. It's like the setup is different. You can't put background and shit like that. And
I like StreamYard.
Yeah, right now I'm using StreamYard also. Like StreamYard I like better than Streamlab or OBS. OBS I use just for like when I'm streaming games. It's easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool beans. All right, Moon Chaser, has been real.
You already know.
All right. I'll be harassing you to come on next week.
Yeah.
All right.
I love you guys. Y'all take it easy, and hopefully we do this again next week.
Cool.
All right. Keep your eyes open. If y'all hear anything, send me some links and we can put that together and we can discuss it next week.
Cool. All right.
All right. All right. You guys take it easy, and I'll speak to you guys soon.
All righty. Good night.
All right. Good night, guys.